Okay, so let's talk about something big that's happening right now in software development. I mean, a huge shift. One that could honestly make that super powerful, expensive laptop you're using, well, a thing of the past. Let's dive in.
Yeah, check this out. This is the big idea we're going to unpack. For forever, it feels like developers have needed these beefy, pricey machines. But what if that's all changing? Seriously, what if that high-end laptop is now just a really, really expensive way to open a web browser?
Right, so that's the obvious question. If your machine is just a window, then where's the actual work happening? All the heavy lifting? That's the core question we're digging into today.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're trying to run your complex app stack, the database, all the microservices, the front end, the whole shebang, and suddenly your laptop fan just goes nuts. It sounds like a jet engine about to take off. Well, that physical bottleneck, that's exactly what's being engineered out of the picture.
And this really brings us to the main idea here. For decades, Localhost, your own computer, was the absolute center of the developer's universe. Everything happened right there. But that's changing. We are at a serious turning point, finally moving beyond the limits of the metal sitting on our desks.
Okay, so if localhost is the past, then what's the future? Well, welcome to what we're calling the cloud host revolution. And listen, this is way more than just, storing your files on Dropbox. We're talking about moving your entire workshop, all your tools, your projects, literally everything, into the cloud. And this chart here, it breaks it down perfectly. Think about it. Localhost is stuck on your device. It eats up all your resources, and man, is it fragile. You make one wrong move, and you could be spending the rest of the day just trying to fix your environment. But CloudHost, it's the total opposite. It's in the cloud. It can scale up to whatever you need, and it's resilient. It completely frees you from being chained to that one desk. Your work is just there, available anywhere.
Now, I know this might sound a little bit like science fiction, but this is happening right now. So let's look at a really powerful example of this new reality. There's a tool out there that's bringing a whole new level of smarts and automation to the game.
It's called Daytona, and its most mind-blowing feature is what they call a self-healing environment. So, instead of you having to manually debug some frustrating configuration issue, an AI agent can actually spot the problem and just solve it automatically. It's seriously like having a little robot assistant for your dev environment.
And what's so cool here is how you can almost see it happen. So imagine you hit that classic error, right? A Python version mismatch. We've all been there. But instead of you having to go dig through a bunch of config files, an AI just swoops in, detects the conflict, fixes the version for you, and boom, the build succeeds. The light turns green, you didn't even have to get up from your chair.
Okay, so that self-healing thing, it's a total game changer for just keeping things stable and working. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. Now let's look at another piece, Google's Project IDX. It kind of tackles the same core problem, but from a totally different angle. It's all about freedom and flexibility, taking the idea of work from anywhere to a whole other level.
The main promise of Project IDX is simple but huge. It completely separates your coding experience from the machine you're using. So it doesn't matter if you're on a tricked-out desktop or some cheap tablet. You get the exact same powerful, full-featured coding studio because it's all being streamed to you from the cloud.
And this is the new reality it makes possible. Just picture it. You could literally be coding on an iPad and at the same time see live previews of your app on an iPhone, an Android phone, and a web browser, all updating in real time. You've got all this incredible computing power and AI help at your fingertips, and it doesn't matter what piece of glass you're looking at.
So, what does all this actually mean for the day-to-day life of a developer? What's the big takeaway when you combine these self-healing environments with these studios that can run on anything?
Well, here it is. This is the big reveal. You don't need a supercomputer on your desk anymore. The supercomputer is in the cloud. It's there whenever you need it, accessible from any device, anywhere on the planet. You get all of the power with none of the headaches.
And that leaves us with a pretty exciting final thought, doesn't it? When your work isn't chained to one specific machine, when you can just close your laptop and know that the build is going to fix itself and deploy, what does that actually unlock for you? I mean, if your hardware truly doesn't matter anymore, where are you going to build the future from?